Who's your villain in your life?
In my life, my villain would absolutely be Bob.
Yeah?
Bob is
Okay.
the villain in my life.
Wow, I feel like my grandma is the same with me. And she's my best friend.
Your best friend.
It's oftentimes,
The
it's
closest
called
one to you.
Stockholm Syndrome. But she also kidnapped me to come to America.
Your grandmother kidnapped you from your dad and brought you to America.
She told me we were coming for a 2-month vacation.
Screaming.
She didn't do the paperwork and stuff, you know, because you got to be quick. So
Yeah.
when you're kidnapping, you don't have time to do things legally.
Monet Talks. Everybody come sit down, let's have a chat. Monet Talks. Living life gossip, chop it up, this or that. Monet Talks. Get comfortable, cause you on the show. Talks. We just wanna know where you been, who you been with. Monet Talks.
Today here at Monet Talks, we are privileged to have the fabulous, hilarious, I mean, this woman, she's literally everything. Put your hands together for Atsuko. Atsuko, how you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Good. You look so cute. Always so fashionable.
Thank you. You too. I miss you.
I miss you too. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
Your skin's good. Your feet is good.
Well, they're on the way to being good.
Yes.
Which before we started, I was telling you about the surgery and how I was awake for it. It was terrifying.
How far into recovery are you?
I am a week. And
a week?
I know.
You need to be home.
I know.
What is this hustle? Let Monet retire. The economy, look at what the economy is doing to our queens.
Literally, though. But even when I've had other surgeries, and anytime they tell me, oh, you're going to be down for 8 weeks, girl, by week 2, my brain, I just cannot. Andy has been at home. He's like, can you please sit down? And I'm like, no, I have to get up and do it.
The hustle is real.
To go. I have to go. Even going to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to go to the gym yet, but I went yesterday for the first time.
Just doing arms?
Just doing chest. Literally just doing chest and arms. Because I needed some normalcy back in my life.
No, I get it. Okay, so you're that type.
I'm that type.
Where like you'll be like, my limbs need, healing to be reattached, and you'll sign up for war. This is a different life, obviously, that I'm describing.
I know.
Where you're a military person.
Oh my God, I could not. I was like thinking, God forbid, like we did good in some war, and because I think they would like draft gentlemen under like 35. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No.
I cannot serve in war.
We'll find loopholes. My uncle did it.
Did he really?
He overate, and they were like, oh, because they were like fat shaming during that time.
Damn.
Yeah, they were like, oh, you are too big. So so we'll find loopholes.
Find a loophole.
We'll find loopholes.
Yeah.
Ship you to Canada or something.
Somewhere, girl.
Ship you.
So if there are any Canadian gentlemen out there who would take me in during a draft, let me know. Slide in my DMs, girl.
Oh, but also the discrimination will also help.
Hello, honestly, I'm like, literally, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm like, I don't mind. No gays. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Totally.
No gays in the military.
So we have to vote. We have to vote that way. Unfortunately, to protect you, to protect you, to protect the community. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Atsuko, have you always been a fashionista?
No. I was just like put whatever on that my grandma bought kind of girl.
Got it.
Sometimes wearing my grandma's clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
But here's the thing though, because your grandmother, was she a fashionista back in her day? Was she?
No, she was not. She was also like put whatever on that's around. She always thinks it's still World War II. She still thinks it's everything's no AC, no heaters. Sits in silence most of the time. She doesn't listen to music. I said, music doesn't really cost money, Grandma. You can just tell Alexa. And I don't think, because she's on my Spotify.
Is she really?
But she just likes to sit in silence like a true villain. A true villain. When I got her Alexa, she was using it as a paperweight.
Oh, girl. And you're like, Grandma, no, I want this. You can use this to better your life.
Yes.
To help you.
To feel, so you're not just there with your thoughts all the time.
Your thoughts, yeah. But that's how my grandmother is. Like like my grandmother on my father's side, she just kind of sits like because my family is from St. Lucia, so she like sits on this balcony that oversees a lot of this like the town, and
which is
very
poetic,
right? Very
poetic, yeah.
And I mean, hours just sits there watching people come in. She knows what everyone is doing, what time he comes home, what time that. She knows, and that's all she does all day. I'm like.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Right.
But I guess back in their day, they didn't have the phone. They didn't have things to keep their business. That's what they did.
So what do you do with all these options now? right?
It's too much.
Options is probably more anxiety for
Honestly,
someone like that.
Anxiety inducing.
In like Norway or something, they have a TV channel called, I think it's called like Boredom TV.
No.
And it's really just like, you'll watch the migration of buffalo. So that could get really long and boring. So you'll watch the same channel for months and maybe nothing's happened. Maybe they're
Girl.
still sleeping. Yeah, so I feel like that's what your grandma's
Boredom
doing.
TV.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
We have reached the age we have a boredom TV. That's
Yes.
hilarious.
And it's very European. It's very like, is it, what are they called? Nordic?
Yeah, Norway, like Oslo. Yeah, I think that's the Nordic countries.
Okay, yes. To be like, we can sit here with just our thoughts.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
yeah.
Maybe I should start a channel. Yeah. No, there are too many things on TV.
You're like, it's only been 1 week.
I
You have
start a
7 more
network.
weeks. You're like, okay, I need to. It's just on your feet.
But you're
Webcam on your
part of
feet.
hustle culture too. You're always working. You're always working.
It's also like having to run away from, my thoughts. I'm very similar to, we're all still a product of our grandmothers.
100%.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
like you're restless, right?
Restless, girl. Always doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it may be a part of for both of us. We come from immigrant families.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think that's what it is. Like, they're like, girl, no rest, work. I was the type of kid. I came home with an A.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened to the plus?
Oh, wow.
You're not working hard enough for the plus. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So
my
I come from
gosh.
that kind of.
Wow. You came from, Asian family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Well, Asians and Caribbean people, there's a lot of crossover with us.
I agree.
There's a lot of crossover with us that I found out from my friend, Jasmine Rice. She gets me together. I'll say something. She's like, "Oh, girl, me too. That's how I grew up." I'm like, "For real? Work."
And
Kindred
there's
sisters.
rice, I don't know. There's rice. Rice. I'm always like, reaching. This is me reaching. Rice. We both eat rice. We both have grandmothers.
Grandmothers.
That like to stare at things for a long time. No, but my family wasn't about like the A's. They weren't like that. So actually, when I watched like movies or something, and there's an Asian family, and that's what it's about. Like, you got to be a doctor. I didn't relate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did your family envision for you growing up?
They just were like, oh, we're just happy you're alive. Because, we were like a little, it was a little different. We were undocumented. We lived in my uncle's garage
Got it.
for 7 years. And like, my mom has schizophrenia, and so it was like, we're just happy that, you are like a put together person.
Got
and
it.
that you're not like, living in the streets or something.
Right,
it was
right.
that. So
Yeah,
they were
got
like,
you.
doctor, that would be insane. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
would be crazy. They were
Yeah.
like, comedian, we thought so. Come on in. They were
Word.
pretty chill.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because you fell into comedy at church.
Yes. Well, I found it at
You
church.
found it at church. Like, you were, in my mind, you were up on the pulpit, like, to give it a high five. They were like, "Well, Jesus, y'all see them holes in Jesus' hands?" Like, I don't know. Like, how do you fall into comedy at church?
No. In that someone passed me a Margaret Cho DVD during a sermon,
Oh.
very long sermon. Very long. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. But they were whispering. They were like, hey, this is stand-up comedy.
Got it.
You go home and watch it. Yeah, that's how I discovered it, because they were passing it like it was contraband, And I was like, what do you mean? Why are we whispering? They were like, I don't think we should be watching this.
Got it.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, and then so they give you a Margaret Cho DVD at church. What kind of church? What kind of denomination were you?
Just like a Chinese Baptist church.
Chinese Baptist church.
Yeah.
Word.
Just very, it's how they get you as immigrants, right? You want friends? Welcome.
Church.
We have friends. You
Girl.
like food? We're like, yes, we do. They did free lunch.
I used to be up in the church too. Girl, I
Was
used to-
there free lunch?
we had lunch, but it was not good lunch. Like, I think my church was one of the churches that did not have good food. Like, the food was not good. No
Really?
shade to Pastor James and y'all. That food was nasty. That chicken used to be. It was fried chicken. It would always be soggy.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good chicken at my church.
Was it because it was free?
Maybe.
Our food was okay too.
It was not good.
Sometimes it's free is free.
Yeah, freeze, so take it and don't complain.
Or else there would be a long line. Word would get out. People
Yeah.
would be in line to try to go to your church for the good food.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean?
guess. But I mean, if you're gonna have us there from 8 a.m. until 11 o'clock and then give us bad food too,
Yeah, no,
that's a little shady.
That's not good. When did you stop going?
Oh, girl, I stopped going to church probably around 16, 17 years old, right before I went to college.
Okay, yes, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Which is also a while. That was a long time we were there.
I know.
Very long time.
No, from like what? From like 9 until from like 7 until 17. So it's about 10 years I was in church.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just like.
But I'm like a crazy church. Like people like falling out, speaking in tongues and shit. My church was crazy.
And that one is what?
We started
Assemblies
Methodist.
of God or something.
No, we started Methodist and we went to Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
And it became like Pentecostal non-denominational.
Pentecostal. Yes, speaking in tongues. Yeah. Wow.
And I used to speak in tongues, fully making it up.
Of course.
Girl, I didn't feel no spirit. I was just like, oh, this is what people are doing. I was like,
would you get into a flow? Would you get into a flow? Were you rhyming?
Rhyming. I was like, a rhyming a Honda.
8 Mile.
Just making shit up, girl.
Wow.
Because I was like, okay, if everyone is doing this, I need to do it too, or else I look like I'm Satan. I'm the devil.
Yes, of course. You got to fit in. All the things she went through. Look at that. And she's only 1 week of healing.
Only 1 week
of healing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got to make things. You have to be quick on your feet. That's when you found your improvisational
Honestly,
skills. Mm-hmm.
You're not lying. I think that is about when I found my improv skills. Just improv in tongues in church.
Because I'm sure some people are like, wait. Like you can hear like whoever is kind of like off. Wait, this is you making it up right now. Even though everyone knows in their heart, everyone's making it up, right?
Yeah,
it's so wild.
Do you come from a funny family?
No.
Really? So you're the only funny one?
My family, people are funny in my family, but they don't know it.
Got it.
I have to kind of tell them like, hey, you're being funny.
You got something.
You can allow yourself to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like the girl in Encanto. What's the Maribel?
Maribel, yeah.
I mean, it's so villainous to be like, I'm the protagonist in that movie. And you know how she was like, I have no skills, I have no powers.
Yeah,
girl, your power is to bring the family together. Which is like, I would be like, oh God, that's it.
That's it. No, she can. My sister can grow her hair and swing on shit.
Yeah,
I can bring people together. Boo.
Yeah. But that's kind of how I feel with like. You know, my family's like, oh, we're not a funny family. But I have to be like, no, actually, you are silly. And this is a silly thing. Let's have fun, you know. So, yeah, because my family are a family of non-laughers.
Got it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the only, now my little cousin is musical, but I'm the only musical person in my family. No one plays anything. No one sings.
Really?
No one does anything artistic in my family.
Oh, wow.
Except for now, my little cousin.
Even when they were speaking in tongues, you wouldn't be like, that's a melody. That's a bop. Do that again. You weren't, no?
I'm surprised Lil Nas X or somebody hasn't done some crazy song about like using speaking in tongues as a thing in it. Someone needs to do that. It'll be very relatable to a lot of religious people.
Hey, how busy do you want to be? in your 7 more weeks of healing.
Of healing, right?
Yeah. Because people hit melodies accidentally and harmonies, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
All the time.
But you are actually musically talented and inclined, and you were able to hit that, right?
Thank you. Yeah. I guess I did. Sometimes I kind of stumbled into music because I was in middle school chorus, and like there are no boys in middle school that wouldn't want to sing, and I was like a little secret gay. I was like, I want to sing, and that's how I kind of rolled.
That was already. What was that? That was a soprano. Did you hear that? Rage. I want to sing. Okay.
You're musical too, though.
Huh?
You're musical too.
I'm not tone deaf. I have musicality. I can kind of like move my body to the beats.
Oh, girl, you can fully dance, Atsuko.
I can do that.
You can dance.
I'm a good dancer for a comedian. You know what I mean? For that. But, but singing is hard for me to like, I don't have the whole lungs for it, whole diaphragm. I don't think so. But what were you saying? Oh, So you joined choir, and then what were you? What position were you? Like
I was a bottom. No, in choir I was. All the boys kind of sang like tenor. We all because our voices hadn't dropped yet.
That tenor is higher, right?
Yeah. But because my voice started to like middle of 7th grade, and my shit started to drop. So then that shit made me fear because people were like, oh my God, I started growing facial hair. I had a low voice by 7th grade.
Wow. So you were what? Alto? Bass?
I was bass.
Bass.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would just be me, me was the only boy singing the lower part and all the rest of the boys singing the higher part. It was fierce.
They need a microphone on you.
But they didn't, girl. I was doing it without a microphone.
Really? Yeah, you can really project. I have noticed that.
Thank you.
That was you during choir? You couldn't. That sucks.
Pretty much.
Right?
You said something I realized, and I saw someone talk about this on a thing recently on my Instagram, like on TikTok. Fucking Disney movies and Pixar movies, they don't have villains anymore. Like it's all about like I'm the power or I'm trying to. It's all.
I think it was Joel Kim Booster,
Was
right?
it Joel?
Joel with Trixie, maybe.
Maybe.
I think
saw
so.
someone. I was like, oh my god, that is so true.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the villains. Yeah, I guess with Maribel, it was like
who was the villain in Encanto?
You know, they were trying to make it like, oh, you know, the house.
The house was the villain.
And Uncle Bruno. Yeah, it's like fake villains, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of like plot twists.
Yeah. But where are the scars? Where are the Dr. Faciliers from Princess? Like, where are those? Like evil, nasty people who just want to take over the world.
I know. Because that's still the truth about reality today.
Hello. Now more than ever, girl.
I know.
The villains are crazy and they're pervasive throughout culture now.
Is it too soon? Is that
Maybe
why?
too soon.
They're like, no, it's the villain was your insecurities, right?
Literally,
it's probably too soon to be like, it's this man that wants to take over the world.
No, I want that. Give us someone to fight against.
Because then it feels good when they do go down.
Exactly. When they go down, like you lead into the story. Like in Encanto, yes, it was lovely. She found her family got back together, but you weren't. Oh, maybe no. Wasn't her grandmother the villain? Because her grandmother wanted to.
Oh yeah, she was.
But not a real villain. Kind of like a fake, like you said, like a kind of like passive. Like she did something not nice.
And she had reasons because she, you know, generational trauma, whatever. Something happened to her.
Yeah. Oh my God, generational trauma was the villain of Encanto. That's crazy. That was the true villain of Encanto.
Oh my God, that would be. Yeah. What's your villain? Who's your villain in your life?
In my life, my villain would absolutely be Bob.
Yeah?
Bob is the villain of my life.
Wow, I feel like my grandma is the same with me. And she's my best friend.
Your best friend.
It's oftentimes, that's how it goes.
Is the close ones to
It's called Stockholm Syndrome. You are blink right now. Blink if you're, Okay, you actually, you already admitted that you're in danger.
Yeah, I'm in danger, girl.
Yeah.
I am in danger. Someone save me from Bob, please.
What would Bob say? Villain wise.
Oh, Bob, he would say, I am the villain in your life, Monet, and I will bully you, and he will double down on it. He knows he's a bad person.
Wow.
Yeah, he's evil.
See, this is what, I have that tendency too, to be like, oh yeah, my best friend is, my grandma, but she also kidnapped me to come to America.
Wait, what?
She kidnapped me from my dad. My dad had full custody of me in Japan. And it's something I learned like just this past year. Because I did This American Life with Ira Glass.
Oh my God, you did This American Life?
You never want to
listen to it.
You never want to do that show.
Why?
That means
it's iconic.
Something went bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never want to, just like you never want to be an inspiration because that means, someone fucked up in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it means you were so hurt. You never want to make the news, for example.
Oh my God, but I'm literally, as soon as we leave here, I'm going to go listen to your this American Life. It's probably so good. Wait, so your grandmother kidnapped you from your dad and brought you to America?
She told me we were coming for a 2-month vacation.
Screaming.
She didn't do the paperwork and stuff, because you gotta be quick. So when you're kidnapping, you don't have time to do things legally, right? So that's why I was undocumented and lived in a garage and all that. And then I couldn't go back to Japan. If you want to come back to the States and you don't have papers, you can't do that. So we were separated. For years. Yeah.
And so when was the last time? Do you see your dad often now?
We have reconnected. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So like,
shit.
I'm gonna go see him this Christmas, for example. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
So you're going to, and he still lives in Japan.
Yeah.
And how long are you going for?
I'm going for a month.
Cute.
We're gonna try to make up for we've never done like New Year's together. What's that like? Counting
cute.
down. You know what I mean?
Are you working at all? Are you truly taking time off?
Oh, I am gonna take time to write new stuff. There.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask you because because you're so hugely successful. You are fucking huge. Do you like do your material at like do you do like small stand up, or are you always doing your new material in front of these huge audiences of people?
Yeah, no. I care too much about the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very like a submissive energy. You know, that's why I don't own. Well, dogs would be great. No, actually, I don't own dogs because of that. Because with dogs, you have to like be dominant, right?
Girl,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, with a cat, you can be dominant because you need to assert like you. Because with my cat, I have to be like, I'm the alpha,
Yeah.
so she listens to me. She doesn't listen to Andy because he's not her alpha.
Okay, that would be me.
Dogs are just too codependent. That's why I can't do dogs. This is my boyfriend's dog. I
Yeah,
cannot fuck with dogs.
But I saw you trying to get your dog to go to the bed.
Yeah, I'm like this one.
It would never happen to me. The dog would be like, oh, "You're a joke. You are a joke. I own you. I top you. I dom you." And I would let it, right?
Yeah.
I would let it. I'd be like, "Yes, of course." But what was that? Why did I go into that?
You're saying if you like how do you do your new material? Like, are you doing it?
Right. I care about the people. And so I don't want, I don't ever really try super new raw and material if I'm doing a theater show.
Got it.
So I'll do it at like a local lineup spot or something
Nice.
where maybe I'm not announced or something.
Yeah.
So that I could just like play with new ideas there. Yeah. And then at home too. I'll do it at home.
What at home, like with your hubby?
Just like to the walls, to the plants.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Asuko, so
Very important.
Wait, do you really like practice like to nothing?
Yeah. How do you run things?
I do it. I will like write down, like I do it a lot on the plane. Like on the plane, I would just sit down, I would just write a whole bunch of or when I'm just going out throughout my day, I'll think of a thing and I'll write it down, jot it down, and then when I'm on a flight, I'll like expound upon it, just write and write and write and write and write.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then I will talk about it with my friends. I'll talk about it to Andy. I'll talk about it with Bob, and kind of like just like go back and forth. I'm like, okay, and then I will do it like at a comedy club for a weekend.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. No, yeah, people write different ways.
But people who are huge like you, I'm like, how do you ever find time? Because you're always in these huge tours in these huge theaters.
But I'm also have a lot of alone time too.
Got it.
At home with the fake plants and stuff. That's what I have a microphone at home that I'll hook it up and then I'll literally talk amplified to nobody.
Really? I'm doing that. That sounds fierce.
You can try. Yeah. If you want, you might lose it. And I'm unwell. I don't recommend it to everybody, right? But airplanes is where I have my darkest, most intrusive thoughts. That would not be a good place for me to write comedy.
Girl, or airplanes, honestly, you say that. The other day it wasn't like crazy turbulence. It was like unusual turbulence and normal. I was like, this is the moment. Like
You're
I'm
like writing your comedy.
Literally, I'm like, oh my God. It's when the turbulence goes on like 4 seconds too long, and you're like, nope, this is the one that we're going down.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I was like, that's where you feel like the most inspired. That's so wild at high altitudes, like committing a miracle. Really, that's what flying in the air is.
I agree.
It shouldn't be happening.
You're
trapped, and you're like, I have funny thoughts. No, the whole time I'm rocking myself. I can't.
And also your body is moving through space and time at a not usual rate. Like you're moving at 500 miles through the air.
Oh my God.
Like I feel like we'll find out if there's long-term damage from flying, but it seems like.
What do you mean? Like to your brain?
Yeah, like why your brain moving that fast for so many hours, like something's not right there.
That's so wild. I never
You're going through time and space. You literally, and then again, another huge TikTok hole I got down in is the concept of space and time. Like if you were to travel, or if the technology existed for you to go however many light years away, time on Earth would have gone by like, let's say like 4 minutes. But if you came back the same rate, it would like do it like by 40 years. And I think I'm too stupid to understand that, because I've tried to, my brain can figure out what that means.
I've heard sentences like that over and over in like Marvel movies and things like this.
Yeah.
So I know that's supposed to be true.
Yeah.
But I don't know how.
Right?
Same.
I don't understand. I'm like, you're moving through, anyway. I also watched Interstellar the other day for the first time. Have you ever seen Interstellar?
That's the
with not Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
okay. Oh, what are they doing? They're just in space?
Yeah, he's like in space, and like they get into like the fourth dimension because apparently the fourth dimension is real. Did you know that the fourth dimension is real?
No. So what is that? That's the time change.
Yeah,
thing?
it's like how like we can like so like this a piece of paper exists in a 2D world. So they in theory a 2D paper cannot conceptualize us because we're 3D. So just like that, there's a fourth dimension of space and time that we can't even concept. So someone in the fourth dimension could be sitting right here, but we don't know it because they exist in a different dimension.
Oh wow!
I know.
So we're okay. So they enter fourth dimension, and what? They're like, and they can't see them because they're 3D or something.
Yeah. Yes. Essentially.
Wow.
I know. It's really trippy.
Okay. Yeah. Dang. I would like not come back from a movie like that. That's why I'm a Pixar girl. That's why I'm just like, I'll watch Up again.
Oh my God, Up is so good. So
I'm
so
like,
so
I'll
fucking
watch
good.
Coco again.
You know, who was the villain in Coco?
Coco. I mean, oh.
Ernesto, right? Was a villain. The
Oh yes, there was a
guitar.
true villain.
There was a true villain in Coco
that pretended, that took all the credit.
Yeah.
Poisoned his chorizo. See, that's what I get passionate about.
Poison chorizos?
Yes. Like, oh, true villain stuff, you know?
Yeah, true villain,
when you
yeah.
went into the space thing, I saw myself for a second, like over there, like leave my body. And I was like, I think Monet's going to come back very soon. Monet's going to come back very soon. But right now, I don't really know what's happening. That's what happened.
So, Atsuko, who gave you your first like comedic break? Like, what was your big break that you were like, boom, bitch, I've arrived?
Oh, gosh. I wonder... You know, because, right, there's multiple ways, right?
Yeah.
That's why you keep saying yes to things and you want to do as many things that come because you don't know how people are going to find you.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wonder, maybe my big thing could have been an earthquake that hit when I walked up on stage at the Ice House Comedy Club because I then, for fun, I was like, you want to see this clip where 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit while I was entering stage? And then it went viral because, so I feel like that was my first
What the fuck is the Ice House?
Ice House Comedy Club in Pasadena.
Oh, shit. And there was an earthquake when you got on stage?
7.1 magnitude, yeah.
7 point, that's like a big one, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's... That was, like
Word.
The whole room was shaking, the light fixtures. I saw the people. I went up on stage dancing, so I couldn't tell. So when the earth is shaking and you're moving,
dancing.
you didn't know. I just heard people screaming, and I thought they were screaming for my dancing. They were like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. They like my moves. And then I realized they were screams of terror.
Of terror because of the earthquake.
Yeah.
How long did it last?
Oh, maybe, I don't know, not too long, like 8-10 seconds.
That's long in earthquake time, though.
Yeah.
Shit.
It had just ended up, it was filmed. And so I was like, oh, I mean, this is a nice, like, I love a triumphant moment with a community.
Yeah.
You know, I like villains and heroes. And so I uploaded it because I had I had calmed the audience down and then went into jokes, but also joked about the earthquake. And I kind of handled it pretty smoothly because, we thrive in chaos.
100%. I love chaos.
Yes.
I love chaos.
Yes.
It's my favorite part of life, honestly.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Shit. So that was that went viral and that's when it kind of started
I think that was the first sort of wave. Yeah.
Of work.
It was Mother Nature.
Mother Nature was
heckling me.
And then, and I was looking this up. I cannot believe that you and Margaret Cho are the only two Asian women to have comedy specials on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
That's just fucking insane at this point.
There's a lot of insane things.
Why are we in 224 still getting things like the first Asian woman to do this, the first Black person to do this? Why in 2024 are we still getting the first? That always boggles my mind.
No, I know. And you never want to be the first. I like the people who are first. I'm like, I always say, I'm happy to be the 10th person.
The 10th person.
Right?
Yeah.
Because do you know some firsts?
Yeah, I do know some firsts.
They're, they went through a lot.
Yeah, to
some
get
of
there.
Some of them are unwell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we're unwell. I think all comedians are a little unwell.
100%.
We're a little sick.
100%. But when all your communities, expectations are on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
Right? They bullied Margaret. They really did. They made her audition to be her own character in her own sitcom. And then they said she was too fat. And then so she got an eating disorder. They put her through a lot. You know what I mean? So now she's just kind of like, she's sober and she's just, like, yeah, she's just, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, fuck out of it. Is there stuff in your stand-up that is like off limits? Like, is it material that you will not joke about?
Oh, no, I think there's always, you can talk about everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think nothing, as long as it's funny, is good. Now, I have made some things that people don't like, and you have to take that too, right? People are like, you shouldn't joke about that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. But I think if you can make something funny, you can joke about it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's like different timing that you want to do it at. Maybe, like maybe not as the plane's falling, but sometimes
you need that as the plane's falling. Yeah.
People need that, right? During your turbulence or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
And then so you have your fucking hilarious. I want to read the accolades because it's fucking sickening. Your special, The Intruder, it was voted Best Debut of 2022 by the New York Times, listed the best comedy specials of 2022 by Vulture, Comedy Special of the Year at the Gracie Awards, and featured in Variety's 2023 Comedy Impact Report. When you were writing that special, were you like, I've arrived? Like, I know this is gonna be the shit. I'm gonna shit all over the comedic community with this special.
No, because all I want was to just like, connect with people. And I was like, I think this is so. I was like, I really want to tell this story. I think it's so funny. And so I'm sure other people will too. I mean, yeah. I can never think that far when I'm like, okay, awards. I don't have that kind of confidence.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm a submissive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need, and so when good things happen, I tend to also be like, next thing, it's hard for me to even celebrate.
On the thing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have that issue? You're good.
No. I it's hard for me to do that as well. Like, I also don't even like watching myself. I don't like watching myself. I don't like listening to myself. I don't like seeing my things. I don't ever set myself up for expectations of good things to happen. So when they do happen, I'm genuinely happy and surprised by it because I'm like, I'm doing this thing just to do it. Whatever happens, I'm good. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Similar to you, I'm not writing or doing a thing because I'm anticipating or hoping for it's going to get this. I'm like, if it happens, yay!
I think that's good. Yeah. It's good to have that. Yeah, it would be nice to think more that way.
But I have some people like I have friends or people who like do stuff. They're like, oh, when I do this thing, it's going to blah, 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 blah. And that also works for them too because they're super confident in what they're doing. I'm like, work, but I just can't even set myself up that way because when I don't get it, I'll feel disappointed.
Oh, it's those 10 years of church.
Literally. Yeah, generational church trauma coursing through my veins.
Do you ever go, it's Easter, I feel like maybe visiting again? No.
If I do go to a church again, I want to go in full drag.
Of course.
I want to go to the most conservative church in the world.
Just We Are Here style.
Girl, literally go in full drag and sit in the pew in a full like church lady hat and like the sickening suit with my corset and like and a skirt and just sit there like that's what I want to do.
I'll be a security guard. I'll go in first.
I'll
go in first. Yeah. And then I'll kind of stake it out and then I'll page you in. I'll be like, it's safe or it's not safe. Let's different church, different plan.
And for your special, did you do the set design too? Because the background was also so you. It feels like your colors and like how it shows a lot of your personality.
Yeah.
Like how involved are you in that aspect of it?
Yeah. I really think a lot about like aesthetics and the full package, drag queens really are like an inspiration to me because you have to think of like the whole character and right, like everything from your personality to your look to now I keep the same haircut like
iconic
all the time.
Iconic.
One day maybe in a different like era or something, I'll change it if something changes, like if my grandma passes or something, unfortunately, then like I'll grow up with a different hairstyle.
Ooh, what would that be? Are we doing a mullet?
Oh my God.
Are we doing just long, like what?
Mullet would be like.
A mullet would be.
I mean, it would have to say something like, I don't know, she's really lost her mind now or something. You know what I mean? Who knows? Yeah. Or she's grown a little bit. Maybe it's asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical, wow, that could be kind, girl.
Right? Villain era. True villain.
True villain era.
Yes. Yes, yeah. She lost her best friend, true villain. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's so I do think about that. But yes, and that's why my backdrop, I was like, well, it's like my debut. I want it to be sort of electric. I love wearing colors, so I want to bring people into my world, meet me where I'm at. Because comedy spaces, you have to.
Girl.
Sometimes I'm like, no, that's why I was like, they're sending Monet to what? That improv with that backdrop?
Yes. Yeah, you did. So, but also I love like when I meet up with you and Ryan and like you guys and we talk about like, oh, tell me where you're going next. And I tell you, and you tell me, okay, this comedy club, this you need to you always give me the rundown on what clubs I'm going to.
Oh my God,
which is so helpful.
Oh, I always want to. I want to like tell you everything. Like, okay, this place for some reason has the patrons coming in. They take pictures with them, and then while you're doing your show, they'll try to sell the pictures at the tables.
Crazy.
So that happened at one of the clubs. Or like, have you been to the American Comedy Company in San Diego?
No, I haven't been there yet.
Okay. You talk to your reps about that because behind you is an American bald eagle with the American flag. And it's bolted down. So that is the backdrop. You cannot change it.
Oh, God.
So like things like that are off brand for you.
Yeah.
It's not what you represent.
Oh, God. I mean, at that time, I should just go out of drag and be like, America. And just do like some crazy.
It's bolted. I try to move it. I was like, can we move this so that I'm not just like, I'm not doing my show in front of this eagle with a huge American flag.
Oh,
it just looks like military.
You
know what I
literally,
mean?
yeah.
They were like, oh, it's bolted down. I was like, bolted down? Can you imagine?
In San Diego, maybe in Texas, in San Diego, it seems so interesting.
Some parts of San Diego is, conservative too.
True,
and so, but yeah, so, because even theater spaces, it's built by like dinosaurs, like old men, right?
Yeah.
Who, it's so I was like, well, that's not necessarily my aesthetic. It's not my world.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to build a set. I did that with my latest special too.
Yeah, full grown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so talking about it. So Hulu is doing for the first time ever. They're doing comedy specials and they're doing 12 comedians.
Yes.
And you're one of the 12. How did it tell me, girl?
So well read.
Oh yes, girl. Tell me, like that is in like to be the first and like a star-studded lineup. You, Jim Gaffigan, like huge comedians. Mateo Lane.
Yes, yeah. And Mateo's long overdue. Where I was like, I'm so glad
getting one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really awesome. It's fun. It's like I feel like the Avengers, where it's some unlikely comedians and we're all like in the same space, like taking pictures together, right?
Yes.
Right? But that's what's fun about comedy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, I have more similarities with like Mateo Lane and Ilana Glazer. But then there's like other comedians like Bill Burr, you know what I mean? That but we're all in the same platform together. How? Because
love it.
Yeah, because Hulu and Disney Plus, honestly, like I think for a long time, Disney was trying to be like, we're Disney, we're like, wholesome, right? But then, and Hulu is where you watch the edgier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're abroad, all the Hulu shows are on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus,
anyway.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So no, but it's sorry, I got nerdy there. I was like, True Colors. My True Colors came out. My True Colors is just talking different marketing strategies and how networks and platforms work. No, but it was cool. I did it at a Disney space, El Capitan.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually a movie theater, but there's a gorgeous stage once you take away the screens. And because they haven't had live shows since vaudeville days.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of like the first person to do whatever, I'm the first female comedian to ever perform on that stage. Yeah. And so.
See? Fierce.
I know, 2024.
2024, a first. It's still a first in 24, but still fierce.
Shot it during election week too.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was out of town. I wanted to go.
You were doing opera.
I was doing opera, yeah, in Denver.
Yes.
So jealous. And I was supposed to see you in Atlanta as well. I was going to surprise you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when you did it, because I happened to be in Atlanta for Pride that same week, literally the night before. But then my tech rehearsal went over, so I couldn't make it. I was going to surprise you.
Oh my gosh, it was Pride weekend. We saw Nymphia there. Yeah, we were with Nymphia.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Yeah. Oh, y'all are always going to. Sometimes I'm like, where did they send these drag queens? Why are they there? I mean, Atlanta's great. Atlanta's different.
Yeah.
But like,
other places.
Oh yeah, we were in the same place as Nymphia in Salt Lake City.
Ooh.
I was like, what? Why?
Why?
I was like, she won. Why does she have to prove herself? Why does anyone have to prove themselves?
I will say the boys in Salt Lake City are pretty cute.
Sure.
Cute boys in Salt Lake City.
It still was like a weeknight,
Yeah.
where it was like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they expect a lot from you. They're
But you also,
touching you.
in like your first year, like my first year after the show, like I did everything.
Yes, you say yes to everything.
If
right?
there was a club at the bottom of a shoe, I was going there in full drag, like, hey.
Right.
And now I'm at a space, I'm super happy. Like, I get to be a little more selective what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But for that first year, 2 years,
Seize it,
everything.
right?
I did every tour, every club, everything I could do. So
Yeah.
that I can know in the future, be like, yeah, I'm not going back there.
No, it's
Thank you.
good.
Oh, wait, you want to play how much more? Okay, I'll be there, girl. Woo!
Yeah, you write it down. Write this venue down as a good place.
Yeah, you
right?
know? So,
No, of
yeah.
course.
But I love Nymphia. We went to Brazil together, and she's such a good time. I love her. It was, it was her first time experiencing, South America and like the fans, because they're super hungry there. They're super rabid. They
Brazil.
love the girls
Oh
in
my
Brazil,
God.
honey.
Good energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we love them too.
Was it that's recent then?
Yeah, it was in July.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Uh-huh.
Summer?
We went out to this club. I am not a club girly. I am a house party game night person, which I haven't done a game night in like a year.
Because you've
It's
been
been
out.
super crazy.
Because of the economy.
And because
No, and the demand.
the demand.
The demand. There's one supply, there's one Monet and a lot of demand.
We
That
did a
is
game
what's
night that
happening.
Atsuko and Ryan came to. And it was such a fun night. Like Rachel Bloom came that night. Did Nicole Byer come that night too? No.
Nicole Byer, yeah.
Nicole Byer. We
yeah.
had such a good time. We played this game called Anomia, which was so fun.
Yes, yeah.
Is that the night we played Secret Hitler?
Yes, which is just traders, right?
Traders, yeah.
But it would be weird to call it that, right? I
Yeah.
guess they can't.
Well, I think Secret Hitler came first. Because Secret Hitler is like over a decade old.
For sure, yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, on a TV show, you can't call it that. Probably.
Imagine they call it Secret
Yeah,
Hitler on the
no.
show. Oh my God.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm not a going out girl. I love being home, but we're in Brazil. I was like, in Brazil, you have to Brazil.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
after we got done with the gig at like 2:30 in the morning, and like Nymphia, myself, Brooklyn Heights, Plain Jane, a couple of girls, we like went out to this club. We got to the club at 3:30 a.m.
Wow.
and
yeah.
we left
That's-
at 9:30 a.m.
Oh my God.
I had
That's
never done that.
different personality.
I know. I was like, who am I? And Nymphia was like, is this how y'all girls do it? I'm like, yeah, we do. I don't party like that.
No,
but,
I
you
think
know.
most girls are trying to, stay healthy for the most part because you have the longevity, right? And
Yeah.
endurance.
Yeah.
What did you do? Just like drink more water? What did you change?
Yeah, we only drank water.
I'm just kidding. This is
We drank
airing on
water.
Hulu, Disney Plus.
Oh,
I was trying to keep it wholesome.
That was a really good time. I loved it. Was a fun time, and I fell in love with Nymphia because she was such a sweetie. And you also have your Apple TV movie coming out.
That's right. I have the Apple TV movie.
See, girl, you talking about me? You
But
are
that's-
always doing
the
something.
December. But some of these things, yeah. I mean, the special's coming out, in June.
In June.
Right, in June. Yeah. And then I voiced a Pixar character too,
Oh my God, when is that coming
which
out?
is the dream because I'm
You're
I'm a
Pixar girly.
cartoon person.
Were you the villain
I'm
though?
a cartoon person. I get a group of villains. Yeah,
Okay.
part of a group of villains.
Work.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about
So
that.
you're being the exchange you want to see in the world.
Yes.
Work.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. So I'm very excited. I'm excited. Second special. I feel like it's somehow like funnier than the first one.
Work.
I talk about the kidnapping.
Oh my God.
How do you make friends as an adult? Game
Girl,
Yeah.
I do not have time for adult friendships. Like ones that happen organically, like
Yeah.
how I met you at the airport, because how we met,
Right.
I
Oh.
was first of all, Andy and I had watched the special like months before that, obsessed. And we would always talk about you and coach you. And then I'm in the airport checking at Delta,
Yeah.
and then I see this amazing kaleidoscope of colors. And this person, I look over, I was like, it's a patio. I said,
And then just a mushroom top.
I was like, oh my God, Patty, that's Atsuko. That's Atsuko. He's like, where? And I was like, right there. And then when I went up to you, I was like, I just want to say I am obsessed with you. You like, hey, girl.
I was geeking. I was like, what?
Yes.
Delta? You too?
Yes. And then we took a picture, exchanged numbers, and then the rest was herstory.
Oh,
it was
so
such
perfect.
a great chance meeting. I
Oh
loved
my
it.
gosh. Yeah. Or else, I always say like, oh, maybe you need a common enemy to become friends as an adult, right? Because it just brings you closer together. It's hard to just do it organically.
It's really hard to do organically. Like people who like go out to to get adult friends, I'm like, no, just let it happen in a really super natural way. Like I can't.
I don't have enough hobbies, and like I don't do trivia night, or I'm not a hiker. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to meet people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even game night, I was like, I'm learning.
Well,
learning.
but obviously, as y'all can imagine, Atsuko is a hit at game night because you're fucking hilarious and you're just cracking jokes the entire time, and it's just so good.
I wanted to keep up. I didn't want to. I didn't want to like be the person that's like, why? What is this? Why?
Well, can I tell you, a lot of these games I played several times and I'm still confused, but I act like I know what's going on, but I really don't. Because that night I also took a mushroom that night.
You did?
Oh, absolutely. So I was fully like, the entire time.
Oh,
yeah,
so many rules. Okay, this time you only use one
know.
word. This time, no words. Okay, it's all your body. And I'm like, hold on, what? Who am I? Meanwhile, you're like on shrooms. No wonder.
Shrooms. I know.
No wonder you were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I need to take the shrooms to relax.
Yeah.
I also so sad I couldn't come to your party last year. You had that party and I couldn't come. This year,
yeah.
if you do it again, please invite me. I promise
Of
I will
course.
cancel whatever I'm doing to show up.
No. I'm always trying to see if we're in the same city.
Same.
You're going to a bunch of other North American cities.
Yeah,
right?
January, for my
Yeah.
tour, Life You Life, and yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
really
gosh.
excited. We're taping it in LA in January.
You are?
Yeah, at the end of January.
Where are you doing it?
At Bourbon Room, because this show is
Yeah.
different. It's not stand up. It is stand up. It's like stand up storytelling and music. So it kind of fusing all in the little one woman show. So it felt weird to do it in like a big space.
Bourbon
It would
Room
be
is
more
perfect.
more intimate.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bourbon Room is perfect.
Yeah.
You can connect with the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing some like 700, 800 seats on the tour, and I'm like, oh, that feels like it's gonna be so strange doing that show for such a big audience. But whatever, we'll see.
Because also like, when you're on a race stage, it's also like there's you're already establishing there's a difference
Yes.
between you guys and me.
Yes.
But if you're trying to do this more intimate thing where it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be on like similar, like,
Plane.
Yeah.
100%.
For
Yeah.
sure. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yes.
Wait, okay, we'll talk about that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to go there.
Okay, I hope you're in town. I would absolutely love if you came.
I come back from Japan and Honolulu like early. Yeah.
Work. And speaking of, I never knew this. How did you and Ryan meet?
Oh my gosh, it's such it's a whatever story because people have such exciting stories about how they met their partners.
Except for the gays. Gays is always grinder
But that's like,
or an orgy. Where do you met? Oh, we met at this orgy downtown.
yeah, but the location's different. At least there's that. You know what I mean? We just met through a mutual friend. Our friend was like making like a short film. I was helping him make it, and Ryan was acting in it. Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, so it was just like that. We connected, great sense of humor. We were like, just like laughing about stuff, and then
Because Ryan is very funny too.
I run my stuff by him.
It's very funny.
Yeah, he's very witty, and and he never is. I always do I don't know why, maybe because I'm a villain. You know when someone's so funny, you're like, oh, you should try comedy. I ended up doing that to him by accident a few times, and he's like, no, don't do, you only say that to people you hate. Why would you say that to someone you love? You should do comedy. Why would you want them to have that life?
Yeah.
But and so yeah, he's very funny. So I was like, oh wow, like we're vibing, and then we went on a day, and then
Can you tell me where I'm curious where Ryan took you on a first date.
first date was we just went to like, oh God, is it called La Poubelle? It's like a wine place
Cute.
next to the breakfast taco place, Homestay on
Yes,
Hollywood.
yes.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. So it's like you drink wine like on the side, like outside.
Uh-huh.
And there was this unhoused person who was like scaring people.
Oh, God.
And there was a manager like didn't know how to handle it, but then Ryan knew how to handle the person.
Cute.
Just kind of like locked eyes with them and kind of calmed them down. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
I clocked it. And then the third date, because my mom has schizophrenia. So I was like, oh, I think that's what they're displaying. I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But I was like, how does Ryan know?
Yeah.
And then third date is when, we found out both of our moms have it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's why he's able to also handle
Oh,
situations and
wow.
people like that. Yeah. So that really, I think, extra connected us.
Yeah. And the universe, made that happen. I love that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Divine timing.
You
met this person with a similar experience and y'all have this. So cute.
Right,
and y'all been married for how long?
We've been married 7. Well, God, I don't know. We don't do the whole every
anniversary.
Year, woo, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yes, we do.
That's good. That's good.
But I wish it should be more like that because I feel like when you put
Lower
pressure on it, because God forbid, I forget, and I'm like,
have you gone in fights before or no?
Girl, of course we have.
Okay, we're like,
but
why
it's
did you
because
forget?
of the pressure and the weight on it. You know what I mean? Because we count 2. He counts the first date as our anniversary, but I count the first day that we agreed to be official, to me, because
yeah. Oh, Andy's listening. Andy,
Andy, turn on the lights.
Andy's like, oh, Monet's rolling eyes.
Andy just did that.
Some people are just gonna tune into right now and be like, huh, what's up with the lighting?
Well, this might be a little TMI. One year on my podcast with Bob, we were like, oh, we should get for our partners, and we want to do a whole episode of the podcast where those sex toys where you can put a thing, a little thing inside of you, and your partner has a control.
Yes, yeah.
So we were like, we're gonna do a whole episode where we both have one inside of us, and our partners are controlling them. And
oh my God,
that will be an insane episode.
Wow, you have to. Oh my God.
Just yeah, you know what I mean? It's a very crazy time.
Wow, that's brilliant. Brilliant concept. I think that's a whole season of podcast where you give the control to other different people. And then the finale is you both are controlling each other's. Right. Who's the villain now, Bob? Right? Yeah, exactly. I thought so. Yeah.
Atsuko, you are... I am so happy you came here today.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you. What the timing?
The time, I know the timing.
This was it
was divine time.
Time's up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have 2 anniversaries to celebrate.
Oh yeah, the 2 anniversaries. Yeah. So we met first date was September 4th. We were official October 10th.
And then
so I count. That's when I count. Sorry, October 9th.
But so you end up celebrating both.
No, we end up celebrating just September 4th.
Oh, September 4th. Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But then when you get married, is your wedding anniversary? I just answered my question. Your wedding anniversary is the day you get married.
Yeah. But we truly don't do anything for it.
Okay.
I actually don't know the date off the top of my head, and I don't think Ryan either. So it's like that. It's
Perfect.
like that. I mean, we didn't even know we weren't actually married till 6 months ago too, because we ended up not ever filing the paperwork. We forgot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So 6 months ago, I tried to put him on my health insurance, and they were like, "Oh, sweetie, you're not married. You don't have a partner."
What?
And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, there's no, who? I was like, Ryan Hopper Gray. And they were like, there's no record of either of you getting married, having a spouse.
Oh, shit.
We're like that.
Work.
That's us. We're a little different, me and you. A little bit. Yeah. Or you have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
that's
perfectly
good.
matched and perfectly linked.
Oh my God. While the gays were trying to fight for their rights to get married, straight people were post-dating their marriage for $100. That's all we needed to pay
Damn.
to post-date.
Okay, so you have it as the original date.
We had to rush to the Registrar County office.
Got it.
Hey, we had a ceremony, but I guess we didn't do the paperwork. They were like, don't worry, just $100 and we'll post-date it.
Work. Well, with money, you can do anything in America with a little cash.
That's why we're hustling.
Yes, that's why we're hustling.
MonetXChange.com.
MonetXChange.com. Thank you so much for coming, Atsuko. I love you so much.
Oh
Give
my
me
God,
a
I love
hug,
you too.
girl. I'm obsessed with Atsuko.
Love you too.
And listen, if y'all want to see Atsuko live wherever, we can go to Atsuko.com, yeah?
AtsukoComedy.com.
AtsukoComedy.com.
And catch Monet at MonetXChange.com.
Yes. And
A true soprano.
and we'll see you next time here on the couch. Until then, peace, y'all.
Bye.
Monet Talks.